Alright. Today we're going to go to the top of Deseret Peak, which is often referred as a honeycomb hike, because all the Mormons love to do it. But anyways, we're going to enter the wilderness pretty much straight off the bat, and there's the Deseret Peak. And I'm actually doing this hike clockwise, because the clockwise route is a lot less steep, and it's shorter than the other way around. But most people do in and out, but we're going to do the whole loop today. You can see we're already approaching some snow. It's rained a lot in Salt Lake, so I can imagine it dumped up here with snow. And we're approaching this bowl, and the ridge line is slowly starting to appear. And now we can actually get into the real snow here. And it's been so compacted, it's actually a lot harder to hike on than it would have been without all the people. And now we're on the very top of the ridge, and there is some signage up here as we go to the very top. You can see all the views around, and you can see it's pretty exposed, pretty steep way up this part of the ridge. It would be very bad in the summer, but it's the fall now, so it's a lot less crazy. Here you go, in the very cool, almost chilly weather. You can see we're getting closer to the top. There's Cairn, and it's pretty hazy, so you can't see much, but to be fair, there's not a lot to see. It's just kind of emptiness. Getting closer. And here we are. The very top, here's the trail register. Deseret Peak, 11,000 feet up in the sky. And people put some little trinkets in there. I traded a bueno, and it was delicious. And I put some cool stuff in there. There's actually a marker. And that's where we're going down. So most people would turn around and go back the way we came up, but I decided to do the whole thing. There's Grantsville Reservoir over there. And that's kind of where we'll be shooting out at the end of this hike. Lots of snow for this time of September. Quite surprising. Here we go, descending down the other way, counterclockwise route. And you can see a lot of trees are dead over there. I don't know if it was fire or beetles or what, but once we get down on the real side of this mountain, you can see it gets really snowy again. And it's a lot snowier for longer than the other route. Still pretty compacted, but not nearly as bad. There's a cool rock shooting out. And lower down to some aspens. Thanks. Trail. Okay. And this one, you actually go up another mini mountain. So it just adds to the pain. And back down. So you're basically doing two peaks. And that's what we're going into. We are going into the aspens. And I was actually surprised that these are still pretty green. I thought they would be changing colors by now. And that's another sign. So you could go Willow Lake if you wanted to. I've heard there's no fishing, so I don't really care about it. But maybe I'll go sometime and check it out. There's a nice view of where we came from. Some little rivers that run around as we're getting down to the middle of this canyon here, and it's all going to flow into one main river. There's the trail sign we saw again, but now we came from the other way, exiting the wilderness. It's really funny, the entire parking lot was full when I got here, and it's basically empty, so definite day hike. So I rate these hikes using 3 criteria: solitude, scenery, and difficulty. Solitude is how many people are hiking with you. The scenery are the good views, and the difficulty is how hard the hike is. So for solitude, I give it a 5. If you came the main route, you will probably see a ton of people. You might not even have the peak to yourself. But on the other route, I only saw one person on the way down, so it probably evens out to like a 5. If you did only do the out and back, it'd probably be like lower, maybe a 3. Scenery is a 7.5. There are really good views when you're on the top of some stuff, and there's actually a little bit of forest here and there, but it just wasn't good enough for it to be a solid 8, just because there is a lot of desert everywhere. But the fact you are on top of a super tall mountain in the middle of the desert is pretty cool. 7.5. And then for difficulty, it does depend on the route you take, but I would say overall it's a 7. It's not super steep. There's only a couple parts that are bad, and it's not super long. Obviously, if you did the loop, I'd probably add a little bit more, but not a super difficult hike. So if you want to say happy birthday to me, because it's my birthday right now, you can do that. Have a nice, let's see here, have a nice day, I guess. Okay, bye.